Recording has started.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the final episode of Superconnectivity. Yes, I am not Charlie Esser, and I'm sure probably anyone who listens to our shows knows that just a little over a week ago we lost that great man, Charlie Esser. But we're here to memorialize him. It's me, myself, Phil. Again, I was his co-host on here for the longest time, and then we went to Mozz over there, his skinny rich friend. We got Lilith, Hellfire, we got Tyler,
His
we got
arch
Justin.
nemesis. Put some respect on his name.
I know they used to have great Marvel versus DC debates. All right, so yeah, like I was saying, I was thinking that we could all, especially this top row here, talk about how we first met Charlie, and then just like the memories and all that. So and close down Superconnectivity here. So yeah, I was gonna say I'll start it off because like I know I met him of course through podcasting because I was helping out with the Enough Said podcast, Mr. Robert Southgate, and I guess Charlie was like listening to Rob and the boys on Enough Said, and basically kept writing in, and I don't know, either like commenting or just like correcting them when they were wrong. So yeah, so Rob was like, hey, he's like, how about you write a blog for me, and I think it was Superconnectivity, and then after a while I guess he wanted him to start doing it as a podcast, and then I guess Rob jumped on the first couple episodes, but then how Rob gets a little if he gets super busy, so he was like, hey, could anyone podcast with Charlie? And at this point I was like trying to like do some Marvel reviews, like the comics every week, and I don't know, it wasn't working by myself. But yeah, I don't know. You were again. We were doing enough on the DC side, though. But I was just, and I said that I was like, I'll do Superconnectivity with you, Charlie. I was like, would you like to do the Marvel reviews with me? He said, yeah. So for the longest time, probably until we started Capes and Lunatics, that was like most Saturday or Friday nights. That was like our ritual. We do like the all new Marvel roundup, and then right into Superconnectivity. So yeah, we just at least 2 hours of Marvel talk like every Friday night. It was coming down to so. And then we started, and like I said, took us in the Capes and Lunatics, and the rest is history. But yeah, like I said, Mozz is going to be unique because he's probably the only person in this circle who did not meet Charlie through podcasting. So yeah, Mozz, how did you meet Charlie?
Yeah, he introduced me to podcasting. I met Charlie back, I say it was like 2003, maybe 2005. And we had a mutual friend, Josh Potter, who had this sketch comedy troupe called the Monk Drunkies. And, it was wonderful having a big, jolly fat guy to play, as one of the core characters in any sketch that we did. And I think I have like an old DVD that we made that I'll have to scrounge and look for. But so, yeah, that's how I met Charlie through doing sketch comedy. I think we worked on a film together once. I was helping backstage or whatnot. And then, we lost touch for a bunch of years. And then out of the blue, he calls me up. He's like, hey, man, I'm doing this podcast and then I need someone to co-host with me. You want to come on and try it out? I was like, yeah, I'll come on and try it on. That sounds kind of fun. And we started watching The Hulk. It was, I think, right when Phil, you left, and then he needed somebody to come finish off The Hulk. Mm-hmm. And so I came on and did that. And so it was like a great thing to go back and watch those old episodes I remembered as a kid. And then to get there and then just swap ideas about what we thought was cool, things we noticed. And we did it every week since then, like you were saying, every Friday is 2 hours of Marvel talk. Our conversations always sort of tended to take whatever show or Marvel was talking about and turn it into like a philosophical debate. It always ended up going into that direction. And we butted heads a lot, but it was he's one of the wisest people and someone who really took his time before he said what he said, and he understood why he was saying it. He knew how to stand behind what he was saying. And conversations and debates with him were just so great because they were so involved. He was so smart and so articulate that you really got some great stuff out of that. I learned stuff, about things about myself. And especially then during the pandemic, like social structures were upended to such a degree, and you had nothing, right? And everybody was afraid to go out. You didn't have any social things, but this was still there. And so during that time, like, we talked all the time. I think I spoke with him more so than any of my other friends, right? And even though sometimes if it wasn't talking about just like the stuff going on in your life, heavy stuff or whatever, but just to have a place where you felt heard, right? That was really, really cool. And have a place where I could have conversations to figure out how I really felt about things. And so that was really, really powerful. And I'm really going to miss that.
Oh, Mozz, I mean, I knew I was always in for a good time, like when I edited your stuff, and he would, if he would message me and be like, "Oh yeah, there's a big like 20-minute chunk in the middle where we just veered off and talked completely about something else." Yeah, I completely forgot about the show, but yeah, I mean, he loves you, man. He talked about you like you were another one of his kids or like his second wife or something. I mean, I swear, anytime I talk to him, it's like, "Oh yeah, me and Mozz did this," or Mozz, yeah. All right, Lilith Hellfire, you're up.
Well, I have you and Rob to thank for having Charlie in my life for the brief time that he was in it. We kind of like Phil was like, well, I got this guy on the Marvel side that's kind of you. You guys would be perfect arch nemesis. And I think the first thing we ever did was that the Avengers versus Justice League debate. And yeah, I totally was in love with that guy after that. He was just so great. He's just, you'll never meet a bigger Marvel fan, like. True believer, that's the definition. Charlie Esser. We should just put that petition to have that in the dictionary at this point. Just a really great guy. I just really loved his outlook on life, and he was Superman 3. Like, that's a special person that can look at that garbage dumpster fire or any like Svengoolies or genuinely, not like it ironically, it was like unironic love for these really esoteric and just like abstract things.
No. He passed the day before the 40th anniversary of Superman 3.
Yeah.
I mean, how ironic. I mean, that the man who defended that movie up and down, and it was like, oh, I was just.
What's that mean? If Superman 3 has 1,001 fans, Charlie's one of them. If they have one fan, it's Charlie. If they have none, he's passed away.
Personally, I think it's the best Superman movie before Man of Steel.
Okay, you carry the torch, Mozz.
This is why that's his best friend. That's why that was his best friend.
Yep.
I feel like I watched that movie again. I caught it on cable and I couldn't stop. Clark Kent in the fields having like a little picnic with his lady friend, and he has to stop the machines and whatnot. I was just watching it, and then the Leaning Tower of Pizza and how mad the guy. I don't know. And then you have Richard Pryor skiing down a skyscraper. Come on,
Mozz is carrying the torch. Thank goodness they have one fan again.
Yeah. Never
it ticks back up.
Oh, yeah, I know. Once I saw that it was the 40th anniversary of that movie, I'm like, oh god, he got to heaven, and now he's bugging Richard Pryor about that.
That's a good question.
I don't want to jump in, but I just want to say, like, the weirdest part is, I was in the car and I got the reminder that was the 40th anniversary, and my thought was, okay, now this is the year, because Charlie and I for a while had been I had talked to him about I was like, I have to get you on. Like, me and you need to do a whole in-depth conversation, because we had done it in passing, little comments here and there. And like, I was in the car with my friend and it went off, and I was like, man, I got to message Charlie. Like, this is the year. Like, and then like a couple hours later, and it was just the weirdest thing, because I'm sitting there in the front of my friend Brian, and Brian knew Charlie through me, because of like Brian would listen to the podcast and everything. And it was just one of those moments where he was like, oh my God, like we both were like in shock, and I just wanted to jump in just because like the Superman connection, because I always thought it was funny. I was always like, Charlie, we have to talk about this, because 3 is like my least favorite, and I won't go into like all the breakdown, but it's just like one of those, like, okay, you say it's your favorite, Tell me why, and I got to meet Charlie because of the podcast, and I had heard him talking with Phil because I was an advocate of can't talk, listening to everything Phil had, and then it realized that I was, there was too much podcasting from Phil to listen to everything. And then, we did the Capes and Lunatics, and then I got to meet Charlie, and when I got to meet Mozz as well, and that was like, what was that, 2019?
It had to be. It was
Was
maybe
it at Ohio at the
Yeah.
I mean 4 of the 6 of us were there at that in Ohio there. Yeah.
And Phil, he did a present, and Charlie was there, and it was cool because I got to meet, face to face, and it's very interesting when you meet people face to face that you spend so much time talking like this, because it's like I know you, I see you, but I'm just now meeting. It's a interesting. So it was exciting,
I still don't believe Lilith Hellfire is real.
But it was a time, and Charlie always left an impression, like in conversation. Like you could disagree with what he was saying, but at the same time, you were like respected his opinion because he found a way to back it up.
Oh,
his opinion, and you'd be like, I disagree, but it was the perfect example of like some of our DC Marvel debates of agree to disagree, but you still respected everything from it. And he's just one of, like you guys have said, like a personality that it feels like the frame. Like I always kind of chuckle to myself, much like Justin here in the bottom. It always seemed like when Charlie was on, his computer was like right in his face and slightly up. So he always had this like really big angle. He always looked like he was bigger, like he always filled the frame,
Yeah, because he had that computer where the camera was like at the bottom right? So it's like, you were kind of getting like this weird view. Yeah.
He always had that like, kind of like, all right, like he's about to drop some wisdom.
The professor, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
From his cell block. Because all you can see in that shot is like his bunk bed, so it looks like he was sitting in a prison cell with a plank wall and those bunk beds.
Yeah.
I was actually listening to our first Wade's World actually because
because the 3 of us reviewed
that's the first time I met Charlie in person.
Right here, like right back there. Yeah, we sat and watched Deadpool. Yes, the 3 of us. Oh my lord!
He came up with the theme song for it right on the spot. Just like such a big, lovable personality. I truly missed. I feel for Diana and the boys definitely. Yeah. And he died on Father's Day weekend, and it was just like that's the first thing that I did. Like I thought it was like I thought his phone got hacked. I was hoping his phone got hacked. Like honestly,
I know.
When I saw the message, I was just like, let me just double check and reach out to her. And I was just like, is it true? And it was just the whole thing. And the first thing I told her, I was like, love for you is so aspirational. Like if I get married, if the person that I marry doesn't love me like he loved you, I don't want it.
I almost saw him fight a dude in the street once. We were out after one of our performances, and some guy said something offhanded like "your bitch," something. Pardon the French. And Charlie immediately grabbed him and he said, "Apologize." It was just an offhand, but he would not let any nonsense about it. He loved that woman so much. And he made that dude apologize, really, but it was kind of scary.
His family, his
yeah.
boys, like he would just have these like just conversations, even if it was mid podcast, he would stop and take the time for his kids, and that's just so aspirational, Just it really is.
I love that, yeah.
Oh yeah, those boys. I mean, especially. I mean, Tristan is like a little Charlie. I mean, he is the showman. Yeah, he always tried to jump on camera and stuff. Yeah. Oh my god! I
remember once he was podcasting with us they were on vacation, I think, and they were in their hotel room. And one of the boys would kind of pop in, and he'd be like, "Not yet." And then
he loved.
I was impressed with his dedication because, as Phil knows,
we literally told him take a day. He's like, "No, no."
Yeah, I used vacation to get out of podcasting with him.
Oh! I'd be like, I could get someone to fill in for the week. You enjoy your vacation. No, we'll be back at the hotel by then. And he's like, no, I want to. I'm like, okay.
You gotta admire it.
Oh my god, what was it? It was one of the anniversary episodes of Capes and Lunatics. It's one when we were in Ohio, I was in Mozz and Charlie's hotel room, and
Yeah, it was that day we all got to meet, and I didn't get to get there because I had to take care of my kids.
oh my god, these two! I did talking about another old married couple. These two, just oh my god, driving around. Yeah, what did we have to stop to get first? Was it beer or something, or what?
Yeah. There was a whole big because we were making Lilith's special juice. What was it called?
The cranberry juice and rum. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but you had a name for it.
Oh, Malibu Bunny.
Okay, it was something we called it. Like I thought it had like your name in it.
Technically,
like Lilith's jungle juice or something like that. Right, and it was delicious. And by the time we got to like doing, remember when we did that reading of that Seinfeld episode?
Yes,
that was so much fun, and I was so drunk. If you have that recorded, you could hear me. I'm probably I was way too loud. I was yelling every line.
Oh yeah, that was that way. I put that on an episode. Oh, I didn't. It's sitting over there in the corner. I was gonna pick it up so I could hold it up on camera. Remember when you Jamaleon?
Well, and I feel like if people, because I'm not sure of the time, I feel like when you must have first started podcasting, it wasn't always going simultaneously onto YouTube, but maybe that's
that's when we started Capes and Lunatics.
Yeah, so I don't know when that started, but if people haven't checked out the YouTube, they're really missing things because remember some of the reviews, Charlie would come on shirtless and he would
frosted.
Oh my lord,
that was hilarious.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think that was for the Patreon, but yeah, he was cute.
I think it was. Yeah, since it was like paid subscribers.
Right. Like, I gotta give him something to look, for
top reviews.
Yeah, that's right.
Advertise it every chance you get.
I know. We tried to fool everyone because we'd be like, oh, well, you should subscribe to the Patreon. So when we review those movies, someone's topless. And
everybody who knows. Huh?
I know.
Yeah, somehow they still keep the subscription going. So.
They're true fans.
Look at you, Ray. That's the other. I
feel like the first time I did, I think it was like a year-end review or something, Phil, that I podcast with you and Charlie and Lilith, and that was when I truly understood the lunatics part of Capes.
Charlie and I together, it's a mess. Like we got into like poor Phil. We like start talking about like Rick and Morty or like something else. It was like something that Phil didn't watch, and it'd be like 20 minutes. And he's just sitting there doing his little drop button.
But yeah, I mean, it was awesome.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Give me like that.
Another great episode featuring Charlie, the Austin Powers review.
Oh my God! Yes.
The Swedish penis pump.
The part where they say with it, where
you're gonna have to put one in your background in honor of Charlie. I'm sorry.
I don't know. That seems like Patreon content right there.
Yeah. No.
Touche, Kristen. Touche.
Phil, you'll have to carry on. You'll have to be topless next.
Yeah, we actually just made that joke.
That's what I said, because,
Can we just get like a cardboard cutout of a topless Charlie and just have it in the background?
We were this close to getting a Charlie puppet. Do you think we should still do the Charlie puppet?
I don't know. Would that be in good taste? He would love it,
Yeah, he would love it, but like, I don't know if that would bother the viewers. But like, we were joking about that when I was down there with Phil, and we found the perfect one with the little mustache and everything, so... We'll talk it over, but
you'd have to do the handlebar mustache.
Yeah, definitely.
This is also random, but I remember his love for New Jersey because I remember once when we were talking and he was like, "I live in New Jersey," and I was like, "Oh, that sucks." And he's like, "No, I wish everyone could live in New Jersey. It's amazing."
I'll tell you the thing. You want to talk about New Jersey? The one thing when I was there that stood out to me the most was they don't let you pump your own gas.
Yeah,
pump it for you.
True. This is true.
And I was like, it was the weirdest thing. I was like, what is this? What are they doing? What's going on here? Like,
what is this, 1973?
Get back in your car, sir.
They're going to take my hubcaps off.
Hey, New Jersey was Gotham. Okay. We all know it.
Yeah, because of Charlie. We all know New Jersey. Newark specifically was supposedly Gotham.
Yeah.
Makes sense. It does make sense.
I think the Charlie puppet. I think the Charlie puppet is it's one of those things that when honoring anyone that's passed, if it's something they would love, who cares what anyone else says?
Yeah.
You know, like I joke all the time with my friend. Like if I pass and when I go, like I have these funny ideas. I'm like, most people probably think it's extremely insensitive and horrible, but to me, I think it's just honoring my craziness and my humor. So if having a Charlotte puppet was something he would have loved, you do it because he's happy. It'd make him happy. Who cares about other people?
Well, that's the other thing too. I've stopped it, but I have a whole page of Charlie Esser drops. Do you think it's all right that you still use his voice?
Almost certainly.
I think he would.
Absolutely.
I think you would want that to live on.
Yes,
Absolutely. Yeah.
I
He
think
was
it's
a
like
showman. He was an actor.
Especially the one, Lilith, one of your favorites. I'm uncancelable, and then I have a little.
It's my favorite one. It really is.
And the way I cut it, you kind of get the start of a Mozz laugh at the end of this. Like, this one.
it's a way of
So your Mozz about ramping up the laugh.
I'm uncancelable.
it's a way to help him live on through something that he loved and brought. I mean, all of us together are here through the podcasting medium, and it's a way of honoring him and letting him live on in some way as a part of everyone's group.
Oh yeah.
So
and the public must be aware that Franklin Richards is such a BA. So come on.
It came in handy. That drop came in handy.
Exactly. Okay, Justin, where did you first come across Charlie Esser? Because the first memory I have is like last September.
Was it September?
Yes.
Oh.
It was September.
The chaos when I'm not around.
I just remember us jumping on for an episode. I think Justin got there first. Charlie comes on and the guy, he met him the first 30 seconds. I swear, he's telling you, he's like, "Oh yeah, don't mind me. I'm a functional alcoholic and all this."
Right, yeah.
Wow.
I was like, okay, this should be fun.
Relatable content for me, guys. It's okay.
Yeah. No, we had a blast. We talked about it was the Spider-Man stories that had Leapfrog and the Toad.
One of his favorites.
And I love that because as you guys know, I love the underdog, like the weird, funky characters that only appeared like half a dozen times. Those are like my favorite characters. And I knew right off the bat that Charlie, I had found a kindred spirit in Charlie because he also loves the underdogs. And like me, he would fight very passionately to defend them. Similarly with some creators, like some creators that maybe have gotten dragged for certain reasons, he would defend them as well. And I respected that a lot about him. And we had a great, that episode in September was so much fun. I loved that. Yeah, and then we had another episode too, I think, with both Noel and Russell on.
Yes,
that was kind of a chaotic whirlwind. I don't remember if we actually spent a solid 10 minutes talking about the issues that we were going to talk about, but
relatable content for me. Yeah. It's like when Oprah hired Kirstie Alley. It's like, a former famous person who has struggles with their weight. That's not relatable. It's relatable to Oprah. It's relatable to me.
Okay. Well, because Russell just left feedback. Yeah, Charlie Esser drove me crazy, leading to a now iconic drop, but he was so entertaining. Much love to his family. And he also loved Doc Ock for what I recall.
Love is not a strong enough word.
I remember he talked about he loved the Spider-Man where Doc Ock.
Superior Spider-Man.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I remember we talked about that one time because I was like, "This is dumb," and he was like, "Oh no."
Oh
no.
He started talking about it, and I was like, "All right." I just backed off. I was like, "Okay."
Man, that guy could find a way to defend, like you were saying, Justin, anything. He could find any excuse under the sun. You never heard him say a bad word about any movie ever. He would be the worst critic ever. He loves everything. He forgives everything. He finds it. Yeah, I can see why they. But okay, what if? Yeah, that's my headcanon, so I understand it.
I think that was the filmmaker in him, honestly.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's true.
Chris Stuckman on YouTube, he's kind of the same way because he is a filmmaker and he is very forgiving, but he goes, well, it was a little wonky here, but I can forgive it because this was so great. And that was definitely Charlie's approach to everything. Just in and out,
Yeah.
in and out side casting. That's just who Charlie was, and you just had to
And
kind of really love that.
yeah, the pinnacle for that too was when you guys did the worst superhero movie big brackets, because you would hear him defend these horrible
Except
movies.
for Fantastic Foreskin.
That's true.
I was
That's
gonna
true.
say he did not like that one. No,
He loves
As
Fantastic
Fantastic
Four.
Four diehards, I was like, if you defend this movie, so help me good.
Yeah.
That's how you know that was a bad movie. That 2015 or 2016
powerless. But he didn't defend. What was that Marvel show he didn't defend?
Oh, Inhumans. Oh yeah.
Oh, Inhumans,
Oh,
yeah. But
So
the other
that
ones,
knew I was
yeah,
like,
he
I'm
went,
not
he
even
went
gonna
to the
bother with
defense.
it.
So
was
you
great.
know it was a bad Marvel project when even Charlie couldn't defend it.
Yeah.
He didn't even want a
Definitely.
podcast about it.
Oh no.
Like,
no.
no.
That's
why
why
he would watch Wonder Woman again willingly, like on purpose.
The second one, yeah.
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 Yes. Sorry. Yes.
Yes, didn't he like that one?
Yeah.
He found
Yeah.
something to love in it.
that's what
He
that's,
really did.
Yeah.
that's what I missed this last time. I knew if one man could defend the Flash movie, it'd be Charlie.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, look who it is.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Hello,
Yeah.
Master Doom.
Hey.
Hey.
All right, so here's the deal. I won't be able to see anybody on here unless I do this, and then I look like Old Man River. But I wanted to jump in. We're at ALA, the American Library Association, which Phil knows because I sent him a million contacts today.
I already emailed.
And we're out for Lumalnati's pizza right now. But I wanted to call in because of Charlie. And so let me join in the conversation a little bit here, and then I'll tell some stories.
No.
Please do.
Okay. Oh, I didn't want to interrupt. I mean, if you guys are talking, I'll.
Go
You
ahead.
actually
No,
came at the perfect time. Go for it.
yeah, that
Oh,
was
great.
Good
So
segue.
first of all, I'm going to pimp another show because that's what I do. We brought Enough Said back, the show that I actually handed over to Charlie, and this is going to pertain to the story I'm going to tell. But we relaunched Enough Said this week with the original crew. It's Jack, Alil, and I. And if you listen to that episode, which we were not going to launch or tell anybody about yet, but because of the passing of the professor, we did. Do I look like Charlie when I do this?
Yes, you do. It's very apropos.
Okay, how about
Take your
this?
shirt off, though.
But then I have nothing on when I'm outside.
Exactly.
Yeah,
No
gross.
reason to
Look
do
like a
it.
crazy homeless guy.
But we spent the first half hour all talking about Charlie. So anyone that wants to hear us reminisce about Charlie, Enough Said, and how that all happened, that's a great place to hear it. But I do want to share a couple of things. First of all, Charlie was our first super fan. We get everything wrong on Enough Said, and this is even before Lil was around. It was just Jack and I, and we'd go to our Facebook page and we'd put our thing up, and Charlie would write a novel about what we got wrong and all the superconnectivity and all the crap, right? And we loved him. We just loved it. We thought he was hilarious, and we were like, oh my god. So I reached out to Charlie and I said, hey, can we have a conversation? And of course, Charlie, yes. And I asked him to blog for us, right? And Jack and I were like, oh, he could do a blog. It'll look like we actually know what we're talking about. That became Superconnectivity. After about 3 blog posts, we said, hey, you could just read these straight away and make a podcast, which became Superconnectivity, which did not last 3 more blogs. The blog was ditched, and it just became a podcast, which the result then became 8 million shows on Capes and Lunatics and every other Charlie Esser joint. So that's how that happened. But the actual story I want to tell is the one that my wife said, don't make it about me, but I'm kind of, because it touched me so much. So we let Enough Said die off. We just weren't doing any shows, but we kept the feed open, and we were still getting a lot of listens. And then, Phil, you had him doing Superconnectivity and stuff with Mozz on Capes, and we said, you know what, we're going to put it on Enough Said. And then we said to Charlie, I wrote to him, and I handed him the reins. And I said, you are now the head of Enough Said. I'm stepping out. It's yours. which he was like, oh, I'm honored, oh, blah, 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 blah. You know, and then he started talking about Aquaman or something and how it just was a ripoff of Namor, which it is. Take that, Lilith.
You're lucky this is a Charlie episode.
So then,
Namor, you're lucky.
My favorite biscuit.
yeah, well, and then in Superman 3, which is the greatest of the Superman movies. Anyway, so Charlie, like a year later, there's a post, and it was just like a random post, but he wrote this thing about, like, on his page. It wasn't to any of us. And it was about how he's been the host of Nuff Said. He took it over, and how it was his favorite podcast. And, like, his dreams have come true because he's been made the host of Nuff Said. I'm going to cry, goddammit. It was so touching to me because I'm thinking this stupid show that Jack and I went on and, like, got everything wrong on affected this guy and had a profound effect on his life. And he contributed so much to that. And then I like, what was really getting me, and this is where I'm going to cry, is I think, whose lives did he touch? Because for every Charlie Esser that we had, he had a Charlie Esser out there. So look at you guys sitting here. You were all touched by him. You all, you know, I mean, we laugh about Charlie, and Charlie cracks us up, but he was a lovely guy. Mm-hmm. And this tragedy is just like, it's brutal. I mean, all week we've been mourning in our house over Charlie. And I just wonder who out there heard him and his weird theories and his crazy ideas that Superman 3 was any good and actually is affected by that. It's like, yeah, if Charlie could do it, I could go out and do this. Or here's a guy that believes in what I believe, which, you know, keep it to yourselves. It's a joke. But I really love Charlie. And I mean, you guys know I love you guys. And he's going to be very missed. Very, very missed.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So there was my... You know what? And I was going to just tell Phil, take the thing we did on Nuff Said and cut it up and put it on here. But no way. I'm like, I got to get on. I got to talk about it because I miss it. And even though our contact was all social media, the first post I did on Nuff Said, I did like a goofy meme, and there was no heart from Charlie Esser the other day, and I was like, damn it. Mm-hmm. It was always the first one on there. Mm-hmm. You know? Which shows what a slacker Mozz is, because I never see Mozz doing it on there. But, is Mozz on here? I'm sorry.
Oh, Rob, can you tell a story from when he came to see you in person?
I don't know what story, but yeah, they came. They were doing one of their famous Esser road trips, and they came to Chicago. And I'm walking, and now I'm really Charlie. And they came, so we got to meet his kids. We got to meet Diana, and we had I think we had burgers or pork that night. And then we all sat around the campfire and did marshmallows. And Charlie just talked the whole time about what Charlie talks about. In an issue of whatever from 1943, like, okay, my God, Charlie, it's never ends.
You guys talked about Svengoolie, since that's kind of one of your mutual things as well.
Do you know he didn't? And it's crazy. You know what? He's really missing out. My friend that I was talking to today, turns out, is the DC guy that just did the Svengoolie book that's coming out. My friend Franco did that. I would have had Franco and possibly Svengoolie on the show with Charlie.
Oh, come on.
And the crazy thing is, I know I'm Facebook friends with Rich Kaz, Svengoolie, and I'm friends with his manager. So I was actually working on it for this fall to try to surprise Charlie, and now that's not going to happen. Surprise. So, but yeah. My friend Elliot actually is friends with Svengoolie and was actually trying to get a comic book made for a long time. And so I had all these connections, and I think I even brought it up, and he didn't take the bait. He was too deep into Ant-Man and the history of abuse in Ant-Man. Who knows what he was talking about. So those are my stories. I'm sure there's a million others, but that one really, I really get teared up when I know that. I had no idea. Like, this guy is like it's my favorite show, and this is the biggest honor. And I'm like, Jesus,
I
it's this
remember
dumb
that.
show where Jack and I talk about how Halle Berry should be Catwoman in the Marvel movies, and he totally is like,
I do remember that.
I know, man. And if you haven't listened to Enough Said, pimp, 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 it's awesome. It is. It's so funny. Jack got on. He's not eating a Frosty, but he's totally eating through the whole first half. And he calls it on a phone like this. Thanks a lot, dude. So, all right. I just got summoned back into the restaurant, guys.
All right.
I mourn with you. Charlie, you are missed very much so.
That was a beautiful eulogy, Rob. Any more plugs?
Oh, I always have plugs. We'll save them for the next show. When you eventually have me back on for Third Best Southgate, which you've avoided, I'll come on and
I thought you were busy
plug everything under the sun.
I thought you were busy moving.
Busy? When am I ever busy? Good God. Phil. All right, guys, I'm going to go, but have a great night. And Charlie, we miss you, buddy. How do I get out of here? There we go. I leave.
Kick him out, Phil. Kick him out.
Boy, he was doing his best Charlie impression. How do I get out of here? Okay. Lilith,
that man, the myth, the legend that connected everybody here. So
that Rob Southgate can give such a beautiful speech, and then it's like, oh, guess who I know, and guess what show I'm on now.
Classic Rob. Classic Rob.
But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I know. Charlie loved that show. He loved Rob, and
I remember that post that he's talking about. It was very touching.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, Nuff says his favorite show. How dare he? No, I'm kidding.
and I think like in the beginning of podcasting, I had to like explain to Charlie. I think he thought like Rob had money, like a lot, like was rich. I was like, oh no, my friend, no, he's not. He's like him and his fancy cars. I'm like, no.
Well, I was skinny and rich apparently, so you know.
I was just say, is that why he hooked up with Mozz? Is that why he called you back, Mozz?
He was after you for your money.
Wait, I have a friend.
He was after you for your money, Mozz. Joke was on him. But yeah, I mean, feedbacks keep pouring in. Like I said, I have a voicemail from Noel. Ray just sent me some audio. Yeah. So yeah. Thank you, Mom. All right.
I do want to just point out for anyone who's just listening or watching, like at the bottom, it is scrolling for the GoFundMe for Charlie and help the family. Like, just for
so
funeral
much
and other
support on that one, by the way. When I looked, and I was just like, they met their first goal of 10,000. They're pushing towards the 18,000.
Awesome.
Lots of love and outpour has been on that GoFundMe for sure.
Yeah.
The
link will be in all the show notes. So yeah.
I think it's just important to point that out for anyone who just doesn't see it or is not thinking, something like this is.
It was sudden.
I mean, it was and that's the thing is like, sometimes death is unexpected, but like this was out of nowhere. Like, and we don't always all talk, but we have that group chat thing that's always there. And like, listen, when it got posted, I had to look at it several times. And just
I was in disbelief. I was like, no, maybe he left his phone and it got hacked.
I was sitting there watching comments and like looking and thinking like, wait, what? Like
for once on a Saturday morning, me and Lilith slept in, and I wake up. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, and can I publicly apologize to Mozz? I reached out to Mozz, and I thought Mozz already knew. And I'm like, how are you doing after the whole Charlie thing? He's like, what? He's like, what are you talking about? I was like, oh God, he didn't know.
I reached out to Phil and Lilith like as soon as just to check on both of them. Like, I just couldn't believe, Like,
I was hungover. I went out drinking the night before, and I wake up and I see this text from Phil, and I'm like, wait, what? And it right away it had that ominous tone to it, and I was like, no. So then I went on Facebook and went to Charlie's profile, and I saw all these things people were saying. I was like, wait, what just happened? And then Phil told me what happened, and as I just could not believe it. It didn't make any sense. It didn't feel real.
He had started taking his health really seriously again, and that's just what really just struck me. And I was just like,
yeah.
Oh, I knew that in the first couple words when I just saw this message, there's just Diana. I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
I mean, Lilith and I jumped on the phone. We usually just
Yeah.
text, and we literally jumped on the phone. And we're like, "Is this real?" And
Yeah, like how can we help the fans?
yeah,
And that's that's who the families where my heart really goes out to is just I just sat and just one thing that hit me, as you had mentioned, really hard was the idea that it was the day, or when we found out it was the day before Father's Day, so Father's Day weekend, and how much harder that was going to be.
Oh yeah.
I remember having dumb thoughts like, man, I wonder if he got to see the Flash or Spider-Verse or whatever. I wonder, he's not going to get to see the rest of the episodes of Poker Face or what. And then I was like, what a stupid thought. Like, that's like the least of the,
I told you I had the same thoughts because I know you and I were talking on Wednesday, Mozz, and I was just like, I used to share my Marvel codes with them so we could like read each other's books if we didn't get them. And I was like, there's nobody there, that it's not there now. And Secret Invasion started this week. I'm like, there's a Marvel project for the first time in how many years, and I'm not going to know Charlie Esser's thoughts on it.
I think that just is it's the little things. Yeah, I mean the big things, and all that, but the little things that we connect on, that's so just in passing that we connect with each other with, like you said, Phil, sharing your codes and that, and like the things that we share, we talk about in just normal conversation that you take for granted because it is so small and seems so insignificant, but yet now that that's gone, how much that impacts just the flow of your day and your routine. And you miss the grand things are definitely, but it's those little things that really is where you connected with somebody.
Yeah, like when we did the Flash review, like I didn't even really want to do it, to be kind of honest, because like we were like, wait, there's nobody to say ampersand. Just something that simple, because that's his thing. That's what really made it,
Well, that's why I told you. That's why I mean, Tyler, that was the big reason I asked you to join us, is because it was supposed to be me, Lilith, and Charlie. And if it was just me and Lilith sitting there, I mean, it really would have hit us hard. Like, oh, hey,
happy to be a distraction when needed.
Thank you.
Because you need it,
Oh yeah,
that's important.
Yes. Yeah. And like I said, this will be the last episode of Superconnectivity, but full stream ahead will continue on. Mozz will continue on with either me and Lilith are going to kind of take turns. And so you will get more Mozz Manzora reviewing TV shows.
Yeah, I've yet to still work up the courage to watch the next episode. It's really hard to bring yourself to do that. Just knowing I can't, like, every thought I have is like, I'm going to tell that, hear Charlie's take on this, or I wonder what he's going to, I bet you he's not going to like this, or blah, blah, blah,
Mm-hmm. Mozz, you're going to get so emotional. Well, you're doing that with the Poker Face with Lilith. If there's cantankerous, there's Lilith Hell. But no, I was going to say,
I am a real life pirate, so we'll be okay.
All right, fair enough, perfect. Yarg.
Pirates, arg.
I'm actually going to binge Superconnectivity. Actually, I think that's going to be the goal. It's going to take forever because there's a ton of episodes. So I think I am going to go back to the beginning.
I mean, if you start with the day one on that Nuff said, I mean, there's over 400 episodes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good luck.
See you next year, Buggies.
She's like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. The only podcast I listen to is Superconnectivity. So whatever. I'm only in 2012 right now. So guys, I'm getting there. I don't know what's going on.
What a treasure trove this will be for his kids.
Oh yeah, you know what? I mean,
a gigantic catalog of listening to their father philosophize and
and also comment to them from time to time.
Yeah.
It's a living archive.
There's a couple episodes where Tristan will be able to go on and see his father talk to him at certain ages. Yeah. I mean, anything from when we started Capes and Lunatics, which was basically June 2017 is on YouTube. So I mean, we have pretty much everything on.
Tristan, video. Are you using the VR? Is the Wi-Fi getting too hot?
Fix the antenna, boy.
Oh yeah. They were trying to watch over the air TV. I swear he had Tristan leaning halfway out the window with him. Like, boy, Take it to CW. Scream out the window.
Yeah, you're right. They are going to love that when they get older. Going back
Yeah.
and watching that's hugely important.
And
Share with
and
their grandkids.
we're all a
and-
part of giving
Yeah.
that to them, so that feels pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's one thing. There's Charlie Esser content out there. So yeah, there.
And not just Gulag 69.
Oh my god! Oh yeah, some of those. Oh yeah, some of the movies he appeared in. Oh, that's what I was going to look at, Lilith. I know for the longest time that I think it was episode 200 of this show where you, me, and him reviewed that movie. What was it?
Escape from Gulag? Is it? I forget now.
It's like or Stalag Escape from or Stalag
Yeah.
69 or something. But yes, kids. If you want a completely nude appearance of Charlie Esser, yes, there's a low budget movie you may want to check
I was
out.
gonna say, is it just floating around on Tubi?
I think so. That
was one of our highest watched episodes because a lot of the people that worked on that film watched it, and I think somebody left a comment too that worked on that movie with him.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. Keep talking. I'm just again. I'm looking.
He's just Googling, fact checking.
That was one of our highest videos of all time.
Yeah, I know stuff about our podcast too, Phil. Okay.
Okay. You're too
Never
drunk,
mind the old married couple shtick we got going here.
Oh, and then I mean, yeah. So he did movies, and then it was before I met him. But Mozz, you knew him when he was on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, right?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Think,
I didn't know what year that was.
I heard stories about it later on, but I didn't know.
I found a clip. I think it was on like YouTube or something, so you can see like
really?
Charlie Esser on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love it. I'm gonna
That's pretty dope.
How much did he win?
I think he won something. It was like, was it like 10? It was a couple thousand. It might have been tens of thousands. I mean, it was. I think it was. I think the way he explained to me, it might have been like enough for a car, or something, something like that. It wasn't like,
Well, yeah, after taxes though, it's kind of a pain.
yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to see if I can find that so I can point people to it.
Oh,
Yes, it is.
$1,000.
Just search Charlie Esser Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Yes, and you'll find it on
he
YouTube.
won $50,000. It was
Can
March
we
7th,
can we
2008.
share the screen and watch that real quick?
I don't know. Are we allowed to do that?
Oh,
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want to get copyrighted. That is a Disney property.
fair enough.
But yes,
yeah,
kid, you can
his
go.
question was
Phil, just post it in the private chat, the link,
oh,
so we can all copy it.
Yeah, I can
We
do
can
that.
all copy it, or we can all watch it on silent together.
That's true. Yeah.
That's true.
Okay,
Okay,
here,
yeah,
let me-
I'll tell you that he switched the question, but his last question was what is the international radio signal for an emergency that is not quite as severe as Mayday?
I want to phone a
Repeat
friend.
that question.
What
wanna
is
phone
the
a friend.
international radio signal for an emergency that is not quite as severe as Mayday? Is it Trey, Tun, Rel, Pan? I actually knew the answer without looking this up as a military brat, but
Trey? Oh,
it's D, Pan.
It's what?
Pan. Like Peter Pan.
Oh, Charlie would have explained it better.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm not.
That's okay.
I don't know how to mansplain. I'm a lady with boobs.
Yeah, there's the link in the private chat. I guess I could probably put the link in the
Yeah, you can put the link in
Facebook
the show
comments,
notes.
right? Yeah. Or even in the Facebook comments. Yeah.
Wait, we don't have any copyright strikes, right?
No.
I say just go for it and then
Oh, what?
edit it
Watch
out
it?
later.
It's like almost a 20-minute clip left.
Oh, is it?
Oh, I was gonna
Yeah.
say, it's not the one right
get
at
the
the
whole
end.
thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was gonna say,
no.
Usually
Oh,
the
no.
clip is like where they lose is how they do it on YouTube.
Oh, you know what it is? It might be like a whole show. So like he's not on the whole show, but they might have put like a whole show up or something. Because
Yeah,
he-
that's what it looks like.
he
Yeah,
is
it's
towards
19 minutes.
but he is towards the beginning. So
You know what? I'll cut that clip and I'll
Yeah,
put that
can you
on
just-
chat eventually.
If you can send me that link, that'd be cool.
We just want the Charlie part. We don't care.
Yeah,
about the rest.
exactly.
That's
We
right.
want the Charlie part.
But he is towards the beginning. So yeah, like I said, if you just search Charlie Esser Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, it'll pop up. So yeah, he was everywhere.
Even
So
on
yeah,
the wiki. So yeah, if you want to read about the questions that got asked without having to watch a clip or two.
so yeah,
He
so
had
he
an
was
interesting life, you know. He really did.
podcasting, game show contestant, stand-up comedy, actor.
Filmmaker.
Yes.
Heck of a life.
And the thing that made him happy was to be like Rob Southgate. Oh my lord.
To each their own.
Yeah.
I mean,
All right.
again, Rob Southgate, not a bad guy to emulate. A great dad, a great husband too.
Oh,
They have a
yeah.
lot in common.
Exactly.
Mhm.
All right. Does anybody want to hear the stuff people sent us?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
All right. Let me. Well, I gotta sign into the voicemail here for Noel's stuff. Noel Tate, a man many of us, most especially Justin, is familiar with. Edit your words.
Yeah, he makes us sound pretty.
And he knows about ducks.
Mm,
Trapped in the World, Howard the Duck podcast.
that's right.
Oh my.
Member of the collective.
Probably.
Why is it not letting me in here now? All right, hold on.
We didn't get hacked, did we?
No. I was in here before now.
I got the video playing in the background. He's so excited.
I know.
He's so excited.
I like the first question. It's actually kind of funny.
Did you get any superhero questions? He probably didn't, because then he would have won the whole thing. He'd be a millionaire.
Okay, no, I think I got it from the phone. All right, tell me. All right, hold on. You guys can probably hear this, right?
Hey guys, it's Noel Tate calling. Just wanted to say a word about Charlie and how much we're gonna miss him. I'm gonna miss his heavy breathing, his unwavering comic book knowledge, and unwavering ability to admit when he was not right about comic book knowledge. He was a really good father, and his kids loved him, and he loved them, and his wife as well. And we were fortunate enough to have him on Trapped in a World, the Howard the Duck podcast, pretty early on. And he was very fun to talk to, even though I cut maybe a third of his ramblings and my own from the episode. But yeah, I want to miss him, and my condolences. He was very loved. Anyway, bye guys.
Release
What?
Release the Noel cut. I want the unedited version immediately, Noel.
Oh yeah, that episode. Yeah, that's probably like a 3-hour episode, but yeah.
We did the all the uncut stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
all the ramblings.
And skating in just under the wire, yes, our good friend Ray from just as many podcasts as myself. So, well, until that new Marvel game took him down. All right, here he is, straight from Australia, Ray himself.
Hi guys, it's me, Ray. Look, I just wanted to drop my line in just to basically give my thoughts on Charlie. He was a great, fun podcaster, one of the OGs for Capes and Lunatics. So very saddened to hear of his passing. So I just wanted to drop a line and give my, I guess, condolences to his family and the Capes and Lunatics family, as well as just to remember him as being this really lively. He had some great, funny thoughts. He loved his comics. I don't think I would have come across someone as enthusiastic and dedicated to comic books than Charlie. So he's been, I'm so glad to have known him and to have met him and to have enjoyed many conversations with him. I remember us, the first one I think was doing Avengers Infinity War, I think, or even Endgame, the movie. That was so cool. But yeah, Charlie, a great loss, and it really saddened me when I heard the news. But anyway, I'm just hoping to add this in just to commemorate and to celebrate the great man that is Charlie Esser.
Thank you, Ray. Beautiful thoughts. And can you please turn left already?
Thank you, Noel.
Yes.
I know.
Hello, Noel. So, yes, Charlie Esser making, many connections in the podcasting community.
Yeah, definitely.
What would you guys say would be Charlie's, if you had to pick one? And I know it's difficult, but what would be his favorite Marvel comic book of all time, if you had to choose one?
Ooh.
The one I know that kept coming back up, and I almost was like, would it be appropriate for me to like contact his wife and be like, you know what, he needs buried with that Secret Wars 2.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he always loved that. He loved the Beyonder, and yeah, I mean, a lot of people think Secret Wars 2 is goofy. Oh, Charlie was he always brought up Secret Wars 2. Yeah,
I'm gonna add that to my reading list. I wanted to add something to my reading list for this week that he really loved. And
that's funny you
or
mentioned
anything
that.
with Boulder. That was his hero.
Boulder, yeah.
Or he loved Ben Grimm from the Fantastic
Four.
Yes,
yes. Yeah.
Or some Superior Spider-Man if you haven't read that either.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, but I wondered if there was something that he loved more than that. Yeah,
or pretty much anything written by John Byrne.
Yes. Yeah, we also shared that in common, a love for Mr. Byrne.
And and he would defend up and down former Marvel editor-in-chief Jim Shooter. So
yes, yes, he did.
A lot of people thought he was a tyrant during his reign, but no, Charlie defended that man up and down, and just
it was relatable content to him. Okay.
But yeah, he was the biggest Marvel fan. I mean, last year or so, Lilith and I all joked that he has like an altar to Disney and Mickey Mouse. And
he had this little red Mickey Mouse thing, like it was like perfect little thing to put on an altar.
Nice.
Yeah.
He was dedicated, and I just love that. Like, so he's just so dedicated and so passionate about so many things in his life, and you could be lucky to even have half the passion about one thing that he did for so many other things. So
yeah, he loved what he loved. Yeah.
Oh, I think this is his sister. Yeah, that's his sister, Debbie.
There we go. Yes.
Oh. Sorry for your loss, Debbie. We miss him very much as well.
Yes. Yes, he was a good friend. We miss talking to him all the time. Yeah.
He had one of those voices that just stayed with you.
Oh, you knew.
So like you ever think of anything Marvel like you're reading or listening to, and it's almost like you could hear what he would say, and like you hear his voice. Like
totally.
I feel like that'll just stay with everybody.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
he had a great narrator's
we got tons
voice.
of archived content. So
there's got to be some archived content out there, Phil, of him defending Superman 3 in more depth.
We should release that from the Patreon, definitely.
Because I need
worst
to hear
superhero
that.
movie brackets. Yeah,
at least the
good.
At least the Superman 3 discussion.
One,
because that was supposed to be our episode, and so
yeah. Oh yeah, there's plenty of content to him defending that movie, and again, I can't let the moment pass before. I think it was early on. I think it was 2017. Him and I actually got to speak with comic book writer Peter David, and Charlie Esser threw out
the infamous drop was born.
I need to find a drop. He throws out a theory to Peter David. Peter David just stops, looks at him, and goes, "You're a dumbass."
The greatest honor in the world to him, honestly.
I'm like, yeah, that is a badge of honor. You wear that. I mean, it's just cantankerous anyway.
That's great.
You wear that as a badge of honor, sir.
Yeah. I love that.
Oh yeah, he loved we talked to David F. Walker twice on this show. Jim Zub.
Oh, play the drop.
Oh, the David Walker drop. Yes. Yeah.
Get David Walker on the phone.
Project he thought he could write. He was like, get David Walker on the phone.
Get David Walker on the phone.
Are we gonna do favorite drops now, Lilith?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know my very, very favorite one.
Which one?
Let's do the podcast.
Oh yes, I love that one too.
Hold on. Oh yeah.
Okay, let's actually do the podcast that we get paid nothing for.
Yes.
How about?
You've never lived until Mozz has given you a ping.
You know when you go.
You know the little ping.
You know when you go for quality.
Okay.
You're welcome. I created that drop. You're welcome.
Sorry to make you listen to all this, Lilith.
Also a good one.
Yes. Oh no, I thought your favorite Lilith was.
Give your wife something.
Oh, yeah, that one's my favorite. That was my favorite.
That comes in handy a lot.
It's enjoyable, and somehow I got pregnant.
I reject that energy, but I enjoy that drop.
And then, how about the drop where he was trying to describe you, Lilith, and he kind of got tagged with it?
Oh
yeah. As good as I do, no matter how old I am, and I date younger
Let's see what else I got. Oh, of course, that one of the an oldie but a goodie.
Because it was, bitches.
Where's that?
He classed up the joint. Like, Phil and I are content telling our dick jokes, you know?
Yeah.
Charlie really classed up the joint. That's what we're about. We called him good old Uncle Charlie. You know, he made us be on our best behavior. We're unsupervised now, and I worry for us, quite honestly. Kristen, you might have to come in and class it up with your professorship.
I thought that was your guys' rule that I was not allowed to get vulgar on the show.
Oh, well, when we were part of the Southgate group network, Rob preferred us not. And for Capes, because this is like where we do our interviews and stuff, obviously you've never listened to Salty and Petty.
Yeah, Lil has been
we kind of relaxed that rule, but like on Capes specifically, because we do the interviews and this is like the public facing show, we kind of try to keep it toned down, but we sneak in our dick jokes every now and then.
Not right now, not without supervision.
Exactly.
Oh, and remember what he told his son one time when we were podcasting?
You were still breathing, so I assumed you were okay.
Oh, my favorite conversation was about it's okay to drop babies because they bounce and have the soft spot. I was like, well, he's got 2 kids. I guess you know. I'll take your word for it.
I do it for free. I like everything.
Not a truer drop. Not a truer drop out there.
Yes.
I'm going to do what I want to do.
There's the true drop.
I do it twice on weekends.
Out of context, Charlie drops are the best.
That's an interesting artistic choice.
That comes in handy for our spider cast. Suck us at Wells, beat you to it, Phil.
That comes in handy for a lot of things with comics.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What a boner. Joker and his boners.
Yeah.
How could he make you do a boner?
Whoa!
By asking politely?
Yeah.
It'll help.
Or not politely, whatever you're into.
Not the
No
Joker.
judgments.
No, I know.
It'll help you poop.
Don't know why we have that drop, but love that we have that drop.
Oh,
Yeah.
another oldie and goodie. Yeah.
I know the hip language the kids use these days.
You jive turkey.
Put that one on. That one. Anytime we talk about a Teen Titans issue, Phil, that drop is appropriate.
There you go. Okay, probably the Charlie Esser drop that gets used the most.
Bendis.
Yeah, I wanted that to use too because we often will complain about Bendis. So that's in the back of my head every time we be like Bendis. Dang it, Bendis! Like
I was gonna say if any Charlie drops today's in rotation, it's gonna be that.
Definitely.
Somewhere, somehow, Bendis just got a cold chill of this.
Yeah.
He's like, put Zeb Wells.
I told you the best day of Brian Michael Bendis' life is when my crosshairs left him and went to Zeb Wells, destroying Spider-Man.
Oh, and just so everybody knows, I have dropped my public beef with Brian Cronin in honor of Charlie.
I know. Brian Cronin of Comic Book Resources even posted something about that his good friend Charlie Esser passed away. I think was it like that, like the next day or the day after?
Yeah,
or something?
it was,
yeah.
So yes.
So yeah,
but we're still not gonna tell Brian.
No.
But no more public beef with Comic Book Resources. They have their own troubles. If you know, you know.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
We're doing me now.
Also, something that comes in handy.
Yeah, I think that's also get used a lot. Yeah, but that's a very good multi-purpose one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, bring on the one we're all waiting on.
You mean?
Oh, I'm gonna wear a gimp mask and murder people.
No, the other one.
Oh, okay.
Of course, he was talking about a DC character.
Oh,
there we go.
Show me a bowl and no pants on it.
Now, Mozz, is that true? Have you had any experience with that?
With what?
He's show him a pole and he'll dance.
Oh no, that was kind of like I think part of one of these sketches that we did a long time ago.
I could see that. I could see a strip club in New Jersey and Charlie Esser just getting up on stage and be like, "Here, honey, let me show you how to mansplaining to these strippers how to dance or something." I could see it. He loved his mansplaining.
Yeah, I really wish he could have got around to writing a book because, like, the stories that he told were so interesting. And he just knew, like, just looking on his Facebook and all the people that have commented about his fight, he just knew such a gaggle of just characters, just honest to goodness characters.
He's probably number 2 storyteller behind Rob Southgate.
Rob's only lucky because where he grew up and who he's classmates with.
Oh yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said. The title of Rob's biography is going to be,
I almost had him.
Bumping Against Greatness, the Rob Southgate story. Because for those of you who don't know, Rob Southgate did go to high school with Todd Stashwick, the actor. So,
yep, I remember that.
I know that's what I said when we interviewed me and Rob interviewed Todd Stashwick for with Star Trek Picard. I said we probably had the most unique interview because one of the interviewers actually, they spent half the time talking about, oh yeah, remember in senior year we did this. Yes, this little community we've built.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful thing.
Yes. All right.
We could go on, but
I know I was gonna say I don't want to end, but I don't know. Yeah,
I think that Charlie will have one of those presents and things that.
Oh yeah.
Throughout everybody's conversations and shows, there'll be like something sprinkled or comments made, and he'll always be a part of things.
Oh yeah, especially with the drops. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
We're getting the puppet that does it. I'm ordering it
tonight.
Phil.
Yeah. Okay.
I am gonna have to knit a Superconnectivity shirt for it, but that's okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Raise them high.
Of course, mine is 69, but I can't go any higher. Sorry.
I got number 1. Yeah.
I got 0.
Did you? Oh. Why?
See, there's number one, and then there's the captain. He's God.
Right.
No, that's how. Like that's kind of a reference to why I asked why number one was number one in Star Trek. He's like, well, it's based on the Navy, you see. That's what my dad told me. So yeah, number one is number one, but the captain is God, so that's why number one is number one and not the captain.
Huh.
So why is Mozz 0? Or skinny rich friend is size 0? I don't know.
You know, is it 00 and it says it's Mozz on the back. What does the back of yours say?
I think just Lilith Hellfire.
Oh, mine says podcast because I was trying to give myself the nickname
Philly
podcast for a while. Yeah. So I know he was like, "Do you like it?" I'm like, "Yeah,
I love it."
Yeah, it was really actually thoughtful and sweet. That was a really good president.
I went to a pool hall once and they thought I was in a league.
Nice.
Nice.
What league are you on? I was like, no. This is for a podcast that I
Charlie.
That's great.
Wink. Let's give him the old Paul Newman Shark Hustler.
Right.
What a pool!
I'm but a humble podcaster. 8-ball, boom, calling your shot.
$50 a ball?
Don't mind if I do.
A pool league? I'm not a nerd. I podcast. All right. So, anyone want to throw out any final thoughts before?
I think we're all very fortunate to have got to know him.
Definitely.
Our lives are much richer, and we're always brought joy, so much joy with what he did. And even like days when he was having a rough day, he still gave so much spirit out to people.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be terribly, terribly missed.
Oh my God. And then just like there were a few nights he was drinking, and then by the end of our second show, he was like ready to fall asleep and just like he would complete the show. He would do it, he would do his plugs, we'd be out, and he'd be like, was I all right? I can't remember like the last 5 minutes of the show. I'm like, no, you were fine.
Again, relatable content for me. Now we have nothing relatable on this whole damn network for me. Gonna have to work on that, Phil.
Someone's have to think I'm drinking to make Lilith Hellfire and I'll feel lonely.
Come on, Dad. Put the edibles down and drink with me, Dad. Speaking of which, I'll just go ahead for Charlie.
Raise him if you got him. Charlie Esser. That's it. There we go. Raise him for Charlie Esser if you got him. Look, I'm drinking out of a marble cup. Charlie Esser. There you go. But no, and I just wanted to say, Mozz, I'm glad you're sticking with us, and you're still part of the team. And I think Charlie would be very happy that you're keeping the torch alive, and
especially keeping the Superman 3 #1 fan torch alive.
Hey, man. I have fond memories from childhood. I love that movie. And the first two never made any sense. He trapped him in a sticker? Come on. How does that make any sense? That has any literary merit?
Or Superman could shoot a laser out of his finger.
You know.
Lilith and Justin on one screen. It's a celebration.
That's right.
But yeah, thank you for joining us. Thank you for telling your tales. I really wish we could have got the boys, but they're busy, and I just kind of want to leave them to it right now until they're
I was
bit healed.
Yeah, that's why I didn't ask his family.
But they have this, to look back on.
Yes, I mean, Ben, Tristan, if you watch this or listen to this, your father was a great man, and he touched a lot of lives, and
he's raising some great kids too. Those really good kids, man. Really smart, really
empathetic.
Yeah. And if Tristan ever wants to come and jump on,
absolutely,
to talk about comics, it would be an honor.
Yes. That's what I mean.
A summer of symbiotes.
Oh yeah. So We always joked we're like, into a couple decades, this show's probably going to be like, my son, one of Charlie's sons,
My dogs.
That's what I want to see. The dog log in.
No, and a 95-year-old Lilith Hellfire.
Lilith will be the one that doesn't die. She just stays.
Oh, she's already embalming herself, so yeah.
Exactly.
All right.
I have a vibranium liver at this point. I'm convinced.
Nice.
Yeah, you know how we have to finish this, right, Lilith? He was always on Twitter at Charlie Esser. That's CharlieEsser. Look for the two E's in the middle. For what, Mozz?
For quality. Bing,
bing.
Final ping. There you go. All right. And I have to play the music to kick us out because Charlie loved this. I mean, Rob picked out this music, but Charlie loved this music. He was like, "Oh, I love this." I remember when I was on here with him, he'd be like, "Turn it up! I love that music." But yes,
actually, I think you should turn it up though. It's kind of quiet.
Mm-hmm. Turn it up to 11. But yes, kids, thank you for joining us on Superconnectivity all these years. And again, check the GoFundMe for his family. Like I said, this man has entertained you for years, sometimes naked. So please, yes, show the love and give a little something to his family if you can. And thank you for super connecting with us one more time. And good night, Charlie. Thank you so much.